what was the first bit of money that you made from the videos, and how does the money stuff work now? You know, what does that look like? Where does the income come from? Because this is a full-time gig for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's essentially a full-time income, but I only have part-time hours to actually tend to it, because I teach at the school that I used to study at. So like I am constantly trying to cram hours into make it work. But essentially my income at the moment is derived of lots of little things all added together into one. To start with, my first bit of income that came from online stuff probably would have been I'd imagine it would have been the sale of plans for my workbench. So I made this big workbench at the end of the course at this furniture making school. I made an entire video series on it, and then did this grand overview video at the end. And I started getting questions from people: can I buy can I get plans to make this myself? And I sort of like palmed it off for the first few months. It would have been just thinking like, yeah, people don't really need this. Like, you can just design it. It's just a workbench. To the point where I thought, hang on, it's actually not that difficult to get digital things up on a website to sell. It's just you upload it as a PDF, set a price, boom, it's ready to go. And like the great thing about the plans that I sold was they were already drawn. Like I used those plans to make the workbench in the first place. So I just dug into my hard drive, prettied them up a little bit, put some logos on them, and then just put on my website. And they are one of my they're one of my biggest selling things, just these plans. So wow. yeah, unbelievable.
So how did you take the money, Matt? What did you put a PayPal button on there, or did you use a different payment gateway? How did you actually take the cash?
It would have been PayPal at the time. Yeah, would have been PayPal, just the PayPal button. So I started with that. That was kind of the first bit of money that started trickling through. And that was sometime in August 2018, I want to say, maybe 2017, something like that. So that started coming through. And then in the months between August and December, that's where my channel started ramping up, because I was posting videos every 2 days. And I started getting income from Google AdSense and stuff like that as well, which we can go into if we want.
Yeah, let's talk about that, the advertising revenue, because I think lots of people think that, you know, once they're getting their videos up there and people are watching them, then that's where the advertising revenue is going to come from. But what's that really like in real terms? Because I remember our first check from YouTube 2 years ago was phenomenal, actually, because I think we just hit 500 subscribers and we started getting paid, and we got £7. So I thought, right, I think we might need to do this a bit longer and get a few more subs. What does the advertising revenue look and feel like based on the numbers that you've experienced?
Okay, so the ad revenue, I've actually got it on my pie chart here. I thought I'd get
a chart, Matt.
Yeah, I've got a pie chart. So let's see, where's the AdSense revenue? So the AdSense revenue is this big orange one here. And it's a pretty substantial part of the income, but you know, it's not everything. All of these are other income streams. And in fact, within these groups, I've actually bunched a few things as well. So in fact, this is probably in reality about 10 different segments. So AdSense is a big chunk of it, but it's not everything. And in fact, like, yeah, a lot of people, that's the first thing they focus on. How am I going to make money through the ads? And to make enough money through the ads, I still haven't done that 3 years later. If I just worked solely off those, I would be very, very poor right now. Very poor. So that's, you know, to get to that level, you have to have a lot of views, you have to have a lot of watch time, and you have to start putting 2 ads in your videos, which starts annoying people. So you've got to kind of diversify what you do around that as well. And that's kind of the beauty of YouTube, in that it gives you a platform to get yourself out there and offer these things to people, but also sort of just give you publicity for your business as well. And that's where the rest of this pie chart all comes from. So yeah, AdSense is just a little part of it. And what I will say about that is YouTube has recently introduced something where you have to hit a certain threshold of subscribers and watch time in order to start generating income through ad revenue. And this caused a lot of uproar from people when they first kicked this in, because they thought, YouTube's they're not making it easy for smaller creators to make a living out of this. But when you break it down, in the time that you would have taken to get to that threshold and earn that certain amount of watch time, you would have earned something like £15, something like that. So effectively, people were getting really annoyed about not having access to £15, if you get what I mean. So when you find out about that threshold, don't let it put you off. You're not really losing a whole lot of money. Just don't buy coffee for 4 days, and then there you go.